All right. Welcome to another episode of That's All Funny. My guest today is a director and artist of the game Cookie Cutter, coming out soon. It's a Metroidvania style game. Let's just show a trailer real quick and get a feel for it.
My name is Cherry. I'm different than that mass produced junk. I was built to entertain my creator. Lately, I can't understand what I feel anymore. They will pay for what they did to her.
Wow, it looks like a lot of fun.
that looks amazing. No, it looks amazing. Uh, so Stefano, what like is this y'all's because your studio is it the subcult joint?
Sure, correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a studio, it's a newborn studio where 14 people works right now. Right now we're just two because we're at the very end of development. We're polishing and we're porting, a lot of fun.
Okay. Again, it looks amazing. I'm just curious. Have y'all made any other games before? Or is this the first game y'all as a team have developed?
No, we did games before. Me and the programmer, he was my master. Now we work together. We did a really mediocre, bad video game called Zeros with another studio under another studio name for PlayStation 4. It was like a beat 'em up. It was bad. No, it was mediocre. And now we're doing this. But me and Francesco, the programmer, worked together for so long. So there was Dan Limatta. He came from a lot of experience. He come from Mortal Kombat 9. He's one of the artists who did the backgrounds. We had the producer of Fallout Tactics, Mr. Mark, and we had like other three members with other games, not major games, but with experience for sure.
Hmm. Oh man, no! Like I said, it looks amazing. It's got this hand drawn, and are those truly hand drawn, or are they just animated like hand drawn?
Everything is hand drawn frame by frame, and there is a lot of details each frame. Because
Oh.
generally animators don't use shades or highlight when they draw their sprites. They do just simple colors, so it's easy to animate. What we tried to do here was like to push this to the maximum of our capacity,
Hmm.
not just to flex it, it was like a challenge, a personal challenge on let's see how much of good animators we can be. Let's have fun in the process and try to do our best. The goal, the master, the direction we're taking, it's come from the big masters like Studio Ghibli and Disney. For sure, those are like masters that are like million years away from us, but the direction is that one. Let's try to
Hmm.
make something beautiful as best as we can, and let's try to have fun, and let's make it weird as fuck. That was it.
No, it reminds me a lot of like Castlevania, Ashante. I know I've played those games before. That's what I recall because that nice hand drawn animations where they don't really age. You know, like games like that, you see them and they never really lose. You know how beautiful they look because you could tell your team's putting a lot into it. What inspired this game and how many years have you already been? Because it's been years, right, that you've been working on it.
Yeah, man, it was 6 years.
Jeez.
It was 6 years. In the beginning, it was just me and the programmer, and we did that for 4 years. And the last 2 years, we were 14 people because we achieved with the prototype to have a publisher, and so we got funds to do the entire game, and so I was able to hire professionals or people that I trust and that I love to work at the project. But 6 years, I really want to close it. I love it. I love it a lot, but I need a vacation
And
now.
as far as the story, the gameplay, the inspiration, what came first? Did you have a story first, and then you kind of develop the game around that, or did you at the beginning, with the creation of it, just have the idea, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, and then the story kind of came later on. How does it like? Where does the seed start, and then sort of grow from there?
Okay, the seed was the character.
Hmm.
I was working at this character at Unity because I am a Unity employee, and this was a character that was discarded. I was trying to do this boring girl with red hair and a robotic arm. It was cool, but a concept, a little boring concept. And I came out with Cherry, and she was rejected. But I love her so much because of the aesthetic, because she looks like a waitress. She's always upset, and I loved her. You know, the personality that came out from the first sketch told me something like, "Okay, maybe we should try to make her move. Maybe we should try to make her kick. Maybe I can build it in Unity. Okay, maybe it can become a game." And from there, it was evolving into let's do a game. Later, when we decided the gameplay first, that was our most important goal. I already had a track in mind about the world or everything, how we can evolve. But later we hired a writer and he wrote the entire narrative for the game, the characters, the dialogues. And this guy is in love with Tarantino movie, Raffaele
Hmm.
Romano, the writer. So he wanted this to be a urban tale. Yeah, let's make this like cyberpunkish, diesel punkish, cartoonish game, but let's have like a really serious theme about violence, about monsters, about this robot we can call Denzels. And we start growing this entire story for one entire year and developing for 2 entire years, actually three. Raffaele Romano worked with us even at the prototype. And so we had the gameplay there, we had the twisted aesthetic, we had the narrative, and so we had everything back at time to say, okay, you know what? Let's do a prototype and let's try to find a publish. This can be something. And yeah, it went well.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing because I mean, typically nowadays, I feel like that's hard to find an actual publisher. I know a lot of people, they either make it their passion project to do it on their own time, or they use a Kickstarter or a crowdfunding. So it must have had a lot of like oomph in the story for a publisher to be like, yeah, we'll pick you up. Like that
And
sounds like amazing.
I have a really unpopular opinion about publisher. Everybody, when they're indie gamers, they're scared about them because they can be bad persons sometimes. But at the end of the story, it's business. And when you do business with someone, you need to grow the skills to understand, can this be a good partner for me? If we need to deal about this product that is a video game, that is something that I have in my heart, Do I trust him? He will understand what we're trying to do. If you find a good partner, they will not break your dream, change it, trying to tone it down. Rogue Games, we had a contract with Rogue Games. They loved the game. They understand the game. They want the game to be as best as possible, keeping all of the weird things in the talking vaginas, the ultra violence. There's a lot of weird things, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do more. Let's do that." So it was cool. It's like being in a punk rock band, you know. It's not like
Mhm.
a publisher relationship with you. We're like a crew, you know. It's super cool. It's a really cool environment. I know that it's not always like this, but my opinion with publisher is that if you have the good instinct to find a good person, you can do great work and you will preserve the art and the vision that you had in the beginning.
No, and it sounds like it's a match made in heaven because I feel like if a publisher is spending the money, they would, I don't know, put in their feedback or ask to change things, or maybe tell you, hey, is there any way you can monetize more with microtransactions and all that? I don't know if that was ever an idea, or did they ever meddle like that, or they're just letting you go with your
No,
flow.
no, man. Otherwise, I shouldn't be the first one to tell them, guys, no, this is weird. Let's not do this. But they, in first place, they are not like this, you know.
Hmm.
So it's cool.
No, that's lucky, and it's it's refreshing. One for, I mean, hand drawn is, I don't know. It's not a dying art because I know it's like kind of like in right now, hand drawn, so it's good. Hand drawn's amazing. But also the idea of a game without microtransactions is refreshing as well because everything, every game that's put out typically has microtransactions.
But at the same time, did you see a lot of indies with transaction lately? I see like mobile phone games made by indies or huge triple A games made by massive monsters to a microtransaction. But indies generally, they do whatever they want. They
Hmm.
try the weird approaches. They try the secondary road just for the sake of bringing something new. This is the cool things about indie. I never seen maybe not even one indie with microtransaction, but from the one that I played, you know.
Hmm.
But by
But
the
then
way,
it's,
that's really horrible. It's the death of art. It's the death of enjoyment.
yeah, no, and I could see a indie, not wanting to do microtransactions, but luckily you do have the publisher. You feel like they might want to like insist, hey, you think you could put that behind a paywall, or wait, and
No, and
again, it sounds
if they would
uh
do this on the other side, there would be us telling, no, no, we can't do it. It's a shitty idea. No, no, let's not do it. But again, they never did. So
and I know what is the game coming to Steam right at the moment?
the game will come out for Steam, but we're already porting it to other consoles. Right now, the porting is already begun and it's going. I hope that the general idea, is to release it out there for any console, you know. But
Hmm.
we need to be sure that we will fix it properly, you know, because we want to have a solid product, as solid as we can possibly do, you know. That I
Hmm.
think that is really important. Nowadays, there are a lot of betrays. You know, you feel betrayed that sometimes, and it's everywhere. Big company releasing product that are broken. Small company do the same. It's because of there's a lot of work to do, and it's not easy at all, man. Because games are a mess.
Well, if it was easy, everyone would do it. I mean, it's pretty hard, and then to make a game that you truly like vision it, and then it comes out as the vision you envisioned is even better. You know what I mean? You look like you're sacrificing anything. You know.
Yeah, because from one side you got the vision. Okay, vision is fine. I can have the vision. It can be cooler. It can be less cooler. But to achieve that vision to become real, you need to push a lot of discipline. You need to push a lot of work. You need to spend a lot of your waking hours. You need to spend times of your life like a priest. You need to be a slave of Mother Art to achieve the dream, to achieve the vision. It's a lot of work. But at the end of the day, if you are an artist, this is what you're living for. Let's try to have this vision. It's not a perfect vision. It's raw. It's my first product. I need to learn a lot. But let's try to put it out there and present it to people just for the sake of creating something. That is the
Mhm.
best things I think an artist can do. Even with the stress and everything, it's really cool.
No, it's amazing. And as far as the game, I know it has like you just said, it's got a writer. It's very story driven, as well as how the gameplay is. Do you plan to do any other type of media for it, like graphic novels or art, or you know how sometimes there's accompanying stuff to it? Do you think you can create sort of a, or would want to create more of a universe for this game?
I would love to, but okay, two things. First, the game it's not so story driven. There is an important element of narrative, but it's not a story driven game. We put the story in pieces in game, and if you find the pieces, it's up to you to rearrange what's happening. Because in the game, we give you a starting point, a premises. We give you the night where you get killed by Infonet. From there, we do a jump and the game starts. Everything that happened from the game you will discover playing, but everything that happened before you will need to find it and combine it to understand what is happening. So the component of story is really important because we love narrative. We're crazy for narrative.
Mhm.
But again, it's not super story driven. For the other question about if I would like to develop it in more media, yes. But the cookie cutter is not it's not finished here. It's not finished with the game. We consider having a little trilogy, to expand it. Our journey
Okay.
should be over at the end of the game because
Hmm.
we want to write it more. But before doing that, we want to write it more and to expand the story and to expand the character. But before doing that, we need to see if people like what we did. If they found it horrible, if they don't like it, it's useless to, continue the story or continue the thing. So let's see what happens when we release the game. Let's see if people likes it. If people likes it, I can tell you we already have a lot of content to do DLCs and continue the story until the end. Maybe not a DLC, but an entire part two, not Cookie Cutter two, another the second part of the three parts. Let's see, man. We got so many ideas about it. So many
No,
ideas.
no, that's great because yeah, it's always good to have the backup, especially hoping the game hits that algorithm of people that love it and understand that it took a lot of work into it and enjoy it just as much as you put into it, you and your team. Because just from that trailer alone, it looks amazing. It looks like you all care about a game and actually, are
Yeah,
taking your time with it.
at the same times as an indie you can care a lot about one aspect of the game while you can lack on other aspects. This is part of the game. I don't say that we lack in other aspects, but for sure we are a small product. We are the first product of a newborn company, so we're not ready to go out there and compete with modern Metroidvania. We are other things. We are another product. We are a smaller product, but we put so much love in there that I think just by doing a small product, you can achieve that. I don't know if this makes sense. It's like a way in which you prefer to work. prioritize some things to not prioritize others, even because you're a small team. So when it's about content, you can give just so much more to people. You know, you cannot overdo yourself. We don't have hundreds of employees to work on things. Even if your idea, you know, you got idea that can work. Like, yeah, let's make all of these collectibles. Let's make all of these upgrades and this and this. At the end of the day, you need to do that. The vision, it's cool to have, but the work behind that is massive. So yeah, you need certain aspect of it better than other. But one thing that I can tell you, sorry if I'm being too long, but I'm having fun.
No,
Sorry.
no, I appreciate you. No, no, thank you, thank you.
One thing that I can say is that our first priority was not the animation, because often games with good animations are slow, are cranky, because they want to flex how good the animation are. We are responsive, man. If you touch the joypad, she flips, she dash. It's super fast and quick and responsive. We wanted you to give you the joypad experience. Just going around with Cherry, we implemented so many statues in the animator that make her so smooth. She changed direction, she crouched down while she running, she crouched down running. After a jump, she's always crouch. If you jump and walk, she will crouch while she run. We created a lot of animation statues to give you the feeling of playing a cartoon, you know? That is the cool things about Cookie Cutter, I think. I hope.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of different frames of animation that each need to be drawn by hand, and I don't know. I get that. I'm not an artist per se, but I've seen like I have my niece who draws little cartoons, and every frame has to be there for it to be smooth. And when you're looking at a game that goes whatever 30 frames, 60 frames per second or whatever, it,
16.
it it's and then hand drawn, it's a lot of drawings
Yeah,
for every
yeah.
single thing.
A lot of fun again.
No, it's amazing. And I just have a question about, and this is just your opinion too. The whole idea, AI is getting real big. Artificial intelligence. Uh, do you see yourself using it to help you make games? Do you have an opinion on it? Are you against it? Are you for it? Like, as far as for whatever aspects you could use it for, either developing a game, writing a script, making a character. Do you I don't know, what do you think about it? About AI becoming like how it is?
I'm totally not against. I think that being against it, it limits yourself, and I don't think we should live our life by limiting ourselves. We should try things, especially this one because it's really fascinating. But at the same times, I'm in love with human mistakes. I'm in love with human. For example, I don't like a lot the games when the map is generated randomly by the computer, because I love the human, that there is a human that generates that map because he wants me to have a progression and feel something, you know? It's
Hmm.
about imperfection, it's about the human hand, the way I will put decoration in this room after that one. And at the same time, I think about the AI. I can tell you for sure if the an AI program will be able to do me the in between the frames, I will use that all day long. So I will put a keypose of animation in here, a keypose in here, and she will do the in betweens with all of the shades, with all of the details, with all of the little tattoos. I will do that every day.
No, yeah, it sounds and that's the opinion I usually hear and I agree with is it's good, it's a good tool, but it's not good to like lean on completely as like a crutch for everything. But if you can, like you said, use it to save you some time with something, why not? Like that, just like any other tool, you know.
At the end of the day, you cannot replace the artist and the artist's mind. If you are a good artist, you can use AI to help you in doing things. But don't think that if you got zero skills, you will be able to create art. You will have the art assets, but when you combine them, you will have no taste because you didn't perform and make the art muscles grow. Makes you understand that element A is working good with element B. If we put them together, they are amazing. But if I combine element A with element C, it would be like, ugh. And you don't know that. You will have the AI making you the art, and when you combine it, it will be, this is weird.
And one thing I wanted to ask, and I had, like, completely skipped over it. The music for this game, do you have someone composing the music? Because I saw the trailer like without the music when you sent it to me, and whenever I just watched it right now, I'm like, oh, that music's banging. Like it's some pretty hardcore techno. Did you have someone there writing the music as well?
Yeah, we got Nicola Campo, that is our musician, and he worked at the project since the beginning. And we both come from bands. We were playing when we were kids until 22. I was in a punk rock band, and he was in an indie metal, weird diesel punk band.
Hmm.
So when we met, like, okay, man, let's do a game, but let's do a game with real good vibes. I mean, with the vibes that we like. We get super excited and we start working on Cookie Cutter, and we want to give to Cookie Cutter an identity when it comes to music. You need to imagine that when we talk with the publisher, one of the pitch point for the game was we imagine Cookie Cutter like a video of the 90s MTVs, a music video of 90s MTVs. If we achieve to do that, we will have a groovy game, a game that it match our vision. So we started working with him with this clear idea of having like industrial metal mixed with techno, mixed with Japanese pop. We had weird ideas. We started working on it, and later we were able to hire with us Studio 256. They work with the Italian School of Comics, Scuola Italiana di Comics, and they are an entire class of people. They're teaching you in Rome how to do music for video games. All of them, the entire school, worked with Nicola to do the music of Cookie Cutter. So we got music from students, from professors, from masters, from prof, and with Nicola, we got this huge manpower to do the music of the game. We experiment with it a lot, and we're really happy about what we have right now. It's really
No.
different at the end because right now out there is a lot of medieval pixel art, Metroidvania about gothic, and everything. It's like metal with the violin. Everything is. We went for another mood, man. Let's do the Prodigy in the 90s. Let's do the techno scene. Let's do the punk rock. Let's do something else. Let's put on the market something new, even just for the sake of it. Even just because let's try it.
Yeah, of course. Like, why not if you're able to? Some games are like built just on their music. I can think of like Silent Hill or like what's the just the older games where you had the 8-bit music composed that's
What is
just.
your favorite Silent Hill?
I'm sorry.
What is your favorite Silent Hill?
Um, that's hard. I know 2 is like the best, but I like the music of part 4 of The Room.
I love I love the room, man. I was so scared. When you look at outside of your door and there's you bleeding like this, it was like, Jesus, no. Oh no.
I know, and the music is just great. Like, I don't know, it's amazing. I don't know. I don't want to say it's better than the game itself because the game is, it has its imperfections, of course. But you remember it, because of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Music
yeah,
is
and
really important. It's super important.
yeah. Oh no, very important, especially when it goes with the game. Let me show here. Let me see if I can add this. So here is Cookie Cutter on Steam.
Uh-huh.
Just the it's coming soon. I know, what did it say the date? Summer of 2024, I believe.
We're trying to aim for the end of the year, but again, it's depend on how polished is the game. We're taking our time to make it right. So as soon as it's ready, it's out. But if it's not polished, we will not get it out. And right
No.
now, we're really close. But every time you fix a bug, three more bugs pop out, and you get crazy every time. So we're working hard. We're working hard. Soon as possible. Coming soon.
No,
Coming.
no, and it you can tell y'all are working on it. Cause yeah, again, just from the trailer, the art, the idea, and here's the description here. Love turns to rage and chainsaws in Cookie Cutter, a totally unique hand drawn 2D Metroidvania. Become Cherry, a violent android on a rage filled quest to save her creator. So I know anyone who wants to can add this to your wish list on Steam so that, well, you get updates as far as when and where it'll come out. And yeah, no, I can't wait for this. I know I will buy it. I'm sure I'll get my niece to play it, even though it looks a little.
Yeah, she will love
Yeah, oh
it.
yeah, she loves this stuff. She's such a anime fan, and it's got that nice like anime vibe to it, and the kind of characters that you make fan art from. I know she'll love it. I'll play it too because it just looks good. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Shantae, and it gives me that vibe as well too, especially the hand drawn animations to it.
It's
But
really
yeah, I hope you nothing but success, Stefano, in getting the game made. I hope nothing slows you down, even though it sounds like you know you, time's already kind of moving slow, but it's about uh what is it? It's a marathon, not a sprint.
it's a
So
long. We're super close, but it's tough. The last part, it's really tough. But we're
y-
really close, man. Thank you so much. I'm
yeah,
really.
and of course people can find on Steam. I have the link there on the bottom. Just look for Cookie Cutter. We got your Twitter here, Cookie Cutter Dev, and your Instagram, Cookie Cutter underscore Dev. Is there anything else you want to tell the people or push anything?
I think we said everything and beyond everything. I'm happy about it.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to come on. I appreciate it.
Thank
Again,
you
I
for.
hope. Yeah, no, thank you, and I hope nothing but again success for you and your team. And can't wait to play this game. It looks amazing, sounds amazing, and very much looking forward to it. So yeah, everyone check out Cookie Cutter whenever it does drop. Eventually, it will get here soon.
Somewhere, somewhere in the future.
But yeah, thank everyone for listening. Take care